All right. Good afternoon, all leaguers and my YouTube family. Give me 1 second. Let me mention every single one of the guys in the league so they can kind of get an update. If you've been paying attention, last season I did a preview show of all the playoff pitchers, everybody that was in the playoff race. I did a preview every week leading up to the postseason, and I'm going to get back into doing it again this season. So let me get this. Let me get everyone up here 1 second. Let me send off the invite. Okay. Okay, now let's get this stream going. 1 second, everyone. These guys invite to it. All right, guys, we have reached the first week of the playoff preview in All In. Let's take a look at the AFC and NFC playoff picture as it stands. At the moment, the number one seed is the Denver Broncos out in the AFC. We got the two seed. The We got the number two seed as the Nighthawks is the two seed. The three seeds is Baltimore Ravens. The number four seed is the Indianapolis Colts. The Miami Dolphins got a big win against the Browns to keep that five seed probably intact. The six seed right now is the the Las Vegas Raiders as the number six seed, and the LA Chargers are the seven seed. But that AFC playoff picture is kind of crazy. We're gonna get into it at some point. The number one seed is the New York Giants at the particular moment. The two seed is the Green Bay Packers out of the NFC North, with the New Orleans Saints as the number seven seed at the current moment. The number three seed, the NFC South leading Atlanta Falcons, are the third seed, looking like they would face off against the Brooklyn Bears if everything held intact. The number 4 and 5 matchup would be between the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions. Now, this is the first of 5 coming up for this league. So this is what the playoff picture looks like at the moment. It does have an opportunity to change as we go on. Let's go to the standings so you can get an idea of why this is what it is. Starting off with the AFC, the Denver Broncos have a 9-2 record. So does the Nighthawks and the Baltimore Ravens. The Nighthawks are the two seed because of the head-to-head victory over the Baltimore Ravens. Denver leads the Nighthawks right now. Let's go take a look and see the reason why. So both teams have only lost one NFC game. Let's see their record in the AFC. Denver has one more AFC win than the Nighthawks do at the current moment. So that's the reason why the Denver Broncos currently hold number one seed. They've been on a winning streak up until last week, where they took a loss to the Raiders via fair sim, or I'm assuming it's a fair sim. I can't remember. The two seed right now, like I said, is the Nighthawks at 9-2. The Baltimore Ravens are 9-2 as well. They're the third seed. They're not too far out of this race. Their schedule's pretty favorable down the stretch. So to the AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts currently lead the division at 7-4. Let's go to that division real quick. That division is a three-team race at the moment. The Colts and the Jaguars is featured as one of the games of the week this week. Winner of that game will more than likely be in first place of the division after this week. Let's see. They have three division games left apiece. The Colts are 1-2 in the division. The Jaguars are 2-1. The Jaguars lost to the Colts early in the season, so they're going to try to redeem themselves this week. We'll see what happens with that matchup as well. The Houston Texans are the third seed right now at 6-5. They're in the wild card picture as we speak as well. Let's go back to the AFC picture overall. As I mentioned, the Colts are leading that divisional race. The Dolphins are 8-4. They're the number one wild card the wild card seed at the moment. The Raiders are 6-5. The Chargers are 6-5. The Browns lost in overtime to the Dolphins. That made them at 6-6. They're still in the playoff picture as we speak. The Steelers, Bills, Jaguars, and Texans are all still fighting for them 7 spots. So everyone is still alive at the moment. There's two teams in the AFC West fighting, the Raiders and the Chargers. You got the Browns and the Steelers, who's competing out of the North. You got the Bills, the Jaguars, and the Texans, who are also all 6-5. So this is going to be an intriguing race to watch. As far as the NFC, the New York Giants are 10-1 on an 8-game winning streak as the number 1 seed. The Packers are 9-2. They're the number 2 seed. They have the head-to-head over the Detroit Lions right now in the NFC North. Let's figure out why. 1 second. They're both 7-1 in the division, both in the NFC, excuse me. Their NFC loss came to each other. Funny story about that. They both lost to each other in the NFC North. Their AFC losses, the Green Bay Packers lost to the Miami Dolphins, and the Detroit Lions lost to the Oklahoma City Nighthawks. That's their only loss in the AFC. Now, as far as I'm not sure what the division is going to be doing right this moment. Excuse me. Both of them are 4-1 in the division. They're going to finish 5-1. So I'm going to be interested to see what it will come down to decide this division and that number 2 seed at the moment. But as you see, they both have 9 wins at the particular moment. The wild card seed, which is the Brooklyn Barons, they're 8-3 and 2 games out of first place in the NFC East, excuse me. They have a game against the Green Bay Packers, which is another game of the week in the league this week. So that could turn the tide of this conference as well. The Atlanta Falcons in New Orleans, let's go to the South. Let me break it down in the division. The Falcons and Saints are both 8-3 at the moment. They're both 8-3 at the moment. The Falcons have a win over New Orleans a couple weeks ago. The Falcons are actually undefeated in the division, with the Saints 1 loss coming to the Atlanta Falcons. So that's going to be a race that we will definitely pay attention to going forward. The Falcons were 7-1. The Falcons were 7-1 in the NFC right now. The Saints are 6-2. One of their losses coming to their divisional opponent. Both still got 2 games left in the AFC. The Falcons are 1-2 in the AFC. The Saints are 2-1 in the AFC at the particular moment. So that's going to be a big race to watch right there. Let's go over to the East. As you see, the Brooklyn Barons are 8-3. They have the win over the New York Giants this season, but they've lost 3 games straight up. So they're 8-3 on the season. The NFC West is another intriguing picture to pay attention to. At the moment, the 49ers lead the division with a 6-5 record. The Cardinals are tied with them at 6-5, but the Rams and Seahawks both have outside shots of catching up in this division. Now, as far as the Cardinals kind of need some help because they got swept by the Rams in the division. They lost to the 49ers. Their 1 win came against the Seattle Seahawks. So that could come back and hunt Seattle down the stretch. They're both 1-3 in the division. The Rams are 3-2 in the division at the particular moment, with the 49ers at 4-1. So the 49ers closing in on that divisional title right now. But again, there's still 5 games remaining, so a lot left to be determined. As far as the North, as you saw, the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions are 9-2. One's the 2 seed, one's the 5th seed. Craziest playoff race I think I've ever seen since last season. But these guys have been battling there. Again, like I said, their 1 divisional loss came against each other. Their 1 NFC loss came against each other. They both have 1 AFC loss. Maybe the edge might be that the Nighthawks lost to the Green Bay Packers and not the Detroit Lions. I'm not sure. We'll see how that plays out as we get closer to the end of the season. So that's going to be a race we're going to pay attention to down the stretch. As far as the stat race, let's go to the stat race at the particular moment. Let's go to the yearly award race. Jaden Daniels is leading the NFL in the MVP race with Jonathan Taylor and Trey Lance at 2 and 3 respectively. Coach of the year right now is Doug Peterson of the Denver Broncos. In the AFC, Jaden Daniels is the leading race for offensive player of the year. Jaden Daniels is leading for the Denver Broncos. Defensive player of the year is our Darius Washington out of the Nighthawks with Xavier Alford right behind him. Offensive rookie of the year, our Money Goodwin is leading for the Nighthawks with Jeff Sims and Wan'Dale Robinson at 2 and 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year is right now Xavier Alford with Derek Forrest Jr. and Kelly Ringo out of UGA at 3rd for the Jaguars. Best quarterback race going to Jaden Daniels with Sims and Lance on him. Eckler leads for the Texans with Goodwin and Etienne on his case. Judy's number 1 with Wan'Dale and Tyreek Hill at 2 and 3. Best linemen look like it's going to be Richie Incognito, Stanley, and Schwartz has a chance for the Colts. It's going to be a race to watch. Nolan Smith is leading the defensive player, or the lineman of the year race with Hayward and TJ Watt on his case. Linebacker Carl Lawson is leading with Wagner and Patrick Queen at 2 and 3. Best defensive back Darius Washington is leading with Richard Sherman and Desmond King II at 2 and 3. Best kicker Brandon McMahon is out of Denver. He's number 1 at the moment. Over to the NFC, Jonathan Taylor, of course, once again is leading the race. Defensive Player of the Year race going to right now Isaiah Palomalu, but Jordan Toast is making a strong case at number 2, and so is Jabril Peppers at 3. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Packers quarterback Malik Cunningham is leading the race with Dakotas Crawford and Elton Compton at 2 and 3. Defensive Player Rookie of the Year, Jordan Toles is leading that race for the Lions with Dean Brook and Sidney Duval at 2 and 3. Best quarterback right now is leading is Spencer Rattler with Trace McSorley and Jared Goff at 2 and 3. Best running back is Jonathan Taylor with Sean Shivers and Saquon Barkley at 2 and 3. Best receiver Darius Slayton with Dakotas Crawford and Terry McLaurin at 3. Best O-lineman looking like Teron Armstead, Quentin Nelson, and Brandon Scherf are all 2 and 3. Best defensive lineman Jadeveon Connor with Daniel Hunter, and DeMarcus Lawrence at 2 and 3. Best linebacker Ventrell Miller is number 1 with Hassan Reddick and Azeez Ojulari at 2 and 3. Best DB Jordan Toles with Isaiah Palomalu and Peppers at 2 and 3 as well. Best kicker, not sure how to say his last name, not even the tip say his last name. The kicker for the Lions is number 1, Lutz is 2nd, and Matt Gay out of Chicago is 3rd. Excuse me, let me go to the player race. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. Okay, so right now, Jaden Daniels is number 1 in the playoff, is passing, Trey Lance and Jeff Sims are 2 and 3. Touchdown passes race, Jaden Daniels is number 1. Jeff Sims is 2nd. Trey Lance is 3rd. So Rattler's 4th, and you see McSorley's at number 5. So that it's going to be a race to watch. Jonathan Taylor is in the big lead again for the rushing title with Eckler, Sean Shivers, Travis Etienne, and Armani Goodwin, respectively, in the top 5. Receiving totals, Wan'Dale Robinson is number 1 with Judy at 2, Slayton at 3rd, Romeo Dobbs at number 4, and Tyreek Hill at 5th. Okay, we don't really care about the blocking race. Let's go to the sack leader. Sack leader in the conference, in the NFL. Clowney's 16.5. Carl Lawson's 13.5 sacks. TJ Watt has 13. Myles Garrett has 12.5, and Nolan Smith has 12 on the season. Interceptions. Darius Washington has 11. Jordan Toles has 11. Richard Sherman has 10. Palomalu has 10. Peppers, Ward, and Desmond King II all have 8 on the season. They've been off to a great start this year. Let's go look at defensive touchdowns on the season. Jordan Toles has 5. Andre Cisco has 3. Derek Forrest Jr. has 3. So, you guys been running it up this season. So, let's look forward to see what's going to happen the rest of the way. But, again, if you haven't seen the playoff picture, let me go back and go to the playoff picture for you guys. In the playoff picture, this is your playoff picture at the particular moment. And this is going to be your preview for the rest of the week. Again, if you didn't pay attention to it earlier in the season, earlier in the chat, the games of the week this week are the Colts and the Jaguars, the Bears and the Packers. So those are the games of the week. Good luck. Get these games over with. We're getting closer to the playoffs, guys. I will talk to you guys later on. All in. Good luck on the rest of the season. Until next time.